going down, is there any consideration of using Velus Jones as running back to try and get him back involved on offense?
Yeah, I think we're going to look at as many different ways as possible to fill that void. No,
The Bears' secret weapon. Do the Bears have a special plan to replace Khalil Herbert at running back? What's up, guys? Swift here, covering everything Chicago Bears. Luke Getsy was asked if they had any plans to try Velus Jones Jr. at running back in light of Khalil Herbert going to the injured reserve. Getsy said they are looking at everything when it comes to replacing Herbert. This is interesting. One of the biggest things I noted about Velus in the offseason is that he was not an accomplished route runner yet, and his usage this season would depend a lot upon manufacturing touches for him. Velus is most dangerous with the ball in his hands, whether that's on kick returns, screen passes, or rushing attempts. The thing about Velus is that he is more than just blazing fast. He runs with power, balance, and a low center of gravity that would translate well as a ball carrier. I talked about this in the offseason, specifically how we should use Velus Jones Jr. I think people are playing a little bit too much Madden and saying, oh, just move him to running back. Well, you can get Velus Jones Jr. touches in the backfield without making him a running back. I envisioned a Deebo Samuel style role for Velus when we drafted him. Jet sweeps, screens, reverses, quick swings, etc. Get the ball into his hands. Because why Velus isn't one of the most polished wide receivers coming out of the draft, he was easily one of the most dangerous with the ball in his hands. He led the SEC in kick return yards and punt return yards, all while providing a dynamic element to Tennessee's offense and leading the nation in yards after catch. He has a compact frame, incredible speed, and is just a weapon offensively. The problem has been getting him acclimated to the offense and finding him a spot. With Khalil Herbert out for 4+ weeks now, I believe it is possible we may see Velus Jones Jr. in the backfield to some effect. Think about it for a minute. Khalil Herbert has given us a dynamic, change of pace attack out of the backfield and been pretty dang good returning kickoffs. Who on the team can replace that production? I do think Trestan Ebner is going to get a crack at it. He can return kicks and should be our number 2 running back on game days. But I think it's also possible we could see Velus Jones Jr. activated and given a chance to play a different role. I mean, he is our 3rd round pick who currently finds himself inactive on game days due to a numbers crunch at wide receiver and his early season fumbled punts. With Herbert being inactive, let me think logically about this for a moment. We usually bring 5 wide receivers and 3 running backs on game day. So the 3 running backs would be Monty, Trestan Ebner, and Darrington Evans. Is it possible not that we could change Velus's position, but instead roll with 6 wide receivers and 2 running backs on game day, with Velus Jones Jr. providing some touches from the backfield and handling kick return duties? I mean, why not? We are 3-7 and going against the Atlanta Falcons this weekend on the road. It's in a dome, it's on turf, things that further enhance Velus Jones Jr.'s speed and playmaking ability. This is an interesting one. Considering Velus is one of our most dynamic offensive weapons with the ball in his hands, I would love to see this. I don't know about a full-time switch to running back. I don't think that's in store, but more like a package of plays where Velus comes into the game, can be in the backfield, and then also serve as our kick returner for the game. That is a scenario I could definitely see playing out going forward. Will it happen this weekend? It's hard to tell, but as Getsy continues adding wrinkles and packages to this offense, and considering that Khalil Herbert is out at least the next 4 games, I would not rule this one out. Another reason I believe this could happen is the numbers game we have going on with injuries right now. There are only 2 running backs and 3 defensive ends healthy on the active roster right now. I mention this because we normally have 3 running backs and 4 defensive ends active on game days. So we're 1 short at each position. So I imagine one of these positions will have a player called up from the practice squad on Sunday. If it's running back, the guy will most likely be Darrington Evans, which is most likely the scenario. But think about this for a second. Considering we need another defensive end too, what if the team called up Project Samus Reyes to play fourth man of the defensive end rotation and then just activate 6 wide receivers and 2 running backs, with Velus basically being the third running back and kick returner? I don't know. This could just be crazy thinking, but Luke Getsy did not rule it out, and I think it would be a really great way to get Velus Jones Jr. some touches on offense.
Khalil going down, is there any consideration of using Velus Jones as running back to try and get him back involved on offense?
Yeah, I think we're going to look at as many different ways as possible to fill that void. No, nothing will necessarily replace Khalil. He's done such a nice job for us. Been a mindset guy, so we're looking at a bunch of different things.
I'm going to include a couple of snippets from my Velus breakdown from the offseason. Other than calling him Velus instead of Velus, I think I nailed most of the same points I hit today. Get the ball in this dude's hands because he can be a dynamic weapon in the NFL. At this point in the season, at 3-7, what does it hurt? Thanks to everyone for watching. Please remember to hit that like button for me. I have a lot more coming. And until next time, bear down. Velus Jones Jr.'s strengths. He has incredible speed and burst. He could come in and instantly be our fastest player. I would love to see him and Darnell Mooney race. Jones is a powerful runner who is extremely dangerous in space. He's next level in the screen game. Not only is he a threat to score every time he touches the ball, but he is also a very effective blocker in the screen game as well. He shows great effort as a blocker and takes good angles. He goes 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye, and he has elite burst and suddenness. He can eat up ground on a corner in a flash, and he has the fluid hips to break defenders' ankles. His run after the catch ability is special. His shiftiness and ability to weave through traffic is simply incredible to watch. It's more than just being elusive or fast. He has a low center of gravity with insane burst and agility. He is also very creative and elusive. The best term to describe it might simply be slippery. But he's also powerful and is not someone easily brought down by arm tackles. He's not afraid of contact. He's tough and physical. It's by having a guy who can make something out of nothing by manufacturing touches. It's what the 49ers do for Deebo Samuel. It's what the Chiefs do for Tyreek Hill. It's what a lot of other teams do for playmakers. Screen passes, reverses, jet sweeps, toss plays, and shovel passes. Velus brings a dynamic to our offense that has been missing and will fit in perfectly. He will excel at getting chunk yardage and creating big plays out of nothing.